execute some long overdue showcase justice. Now, I'd like to switch gears, indulge myself a little, and use this technology to go up against 3 WWE legends that I've dreamed of competing against in a WWE ring. First up is a trip to the land of the extreme, ECW. When I first made it to WWE, I started on their ECW brand, but I always wondered how I do in the original ECW. Who would I face, you ask? Who is CM Punk's dream ECW opponent? Well, you know me, I aim high. And if I went to ECW and didn't call out the king of the deathmatch, the hardcore icon, if I didn't call out Cactus Jack to show me what extreme truly means, then what am I even doing here? The most violent of Mick Foley's alter egos, Cactus Jack tormented foes in the United States, Puerto Rico, Japan, basically anywhere that had glass, barbed wire, and fire was a place he wanted to compete. But I'd want my match to be at Hardcore Heaven 1994, a show made famous when the fans threw so many chairs into the ring it covered both Cactus and Terry Funk as well.
Please do not throw chairs into the ring! Stop the chairs!
Cactus Jack was a master of the Falls Count Anywhere match. It allowed him to be at his very best, and that is exactly what I want here. Whether you take me into battle or side with Cactus, you need to know that you're going to be in for a fight. But proving yourself against CM Punk is just as valuable as proving yourself as CM Punk, so you win either way. And I get to live out my dream no matter what.
CM Punk is here, and he is ready to return to the extreme.
Falls Count Anywhere in the ECW arena against Cactus Jack. I have a feeling that extreme will only be scratching the surface during this match.
An ECW World Champion in his own right. Is he truly ready for tonight? Because the ECW that CM Punk was a part of and the ECW that Cactus Jack was a part of are two completely different breeds.
Very true, but Punk has always embodied the heart and soul of ECW, no matter what era. And we know he's got a big enough chip on his shoulder to want to prove that at any cost tonight.
What we should really worry about is what Cactus Jack plans to do to Punk's heart and soul tonight. Because if Cactus has his way, it won't be pretty. And it won't be for the faint of heart. CM Punk ready to go to battle. Ready to stand toe-to-toe with ECW's infamous Cactus Jack. A disturbed, violent man with his sights set on CM Punk.
From Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, weighing in at 287 pounds, Cactus Jack!
Whether it's in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Tokyo, Japan, or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Cactus Jack is revered as the most sacred of all hardcore icons around the world. And with the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation tonight, he might just drag CM Punk all the way around the globe during this match. Two men who have no problem making a show of force to get their message across.
And there is no better stipulation in no better venue to make such a show of force than a Falls Count Anywhere match in the ECW arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what we're going to see in this match. I just know that if either man has their way, we'll be seeing someone standing tall over a bloody foe.
Well, don't be so sure the winner won't be a bloody mess, too.
Cactus Jack may be violence personified, but CM Punk didn't become the best in the world by shying away from getting his hands dirty when the situation calls for it. And in Falls Count Anywhere, you best believe the situation definitely calls for it.
Oh, scattered that one.
Retaliated with a head-turning clothesline.
Punk wasting no motion on the counter. Fisherman suplex. Incredible.
Time to go for a ride.
Bang! What a move. And he re-enters into the ring. He's reaching under the ring for anything useful.
He grabbed the kendo stick, and now business is really picking up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea what we're going to see in this match. I just know that if either man has their way, we'll be seeing someone standing tall over a bloody foe.
Well, don't be so sure the winner won't be a bloody mess, too. Cactus Jack may be violence personified, but CM Punk didn't become the best in the world by shying away from getting his hands dirty when the situation calls for it. And in Falls Count Anywhere, you best believe the situation definitely calls for it. Over the top and lands awkwardly outside.
Taken to the floor, and he's got no worries about the count. DDT!
And he's able to avoid that offense.
Even though Cactus Jack and CM Punk have never faced off in the ring, Punk has had confrontations with Mick Foley in the past. In 2012, Punk brutally attacked Mick backstage.
And that attack almost led to a Survivor Series match where Punk and Foley would have served as team captains. But as they say so often, cards subject to change.
I, for one, am glad. That match would have been a battle by proxy. This one is a hardcore war happening right in front of our eyes.
Cactus Jack can really brawl with the best of them. He's doing it. Going for the pin. Early kick out, referee right on top of the action.
That was not even close to keeping them down.
Oh, what a response.
Fans have long awaited this showdown, as Punk and Jack's paths have never quite crossed.
Indeed, Corey. Around the time Cactus Jack was winding down his full-time career, CM Punk's career was just beginning. While Cactus did have a brief in-ring return as Mick Foley in 2006, it ended a few months before CM Punk's debut.
And in both of those cases, Father Time had a hand in determining who would be the better competitor. Tonight, we're getting both men in their prime, and I cannot wait to see the destruction that ensues.
Taking full advantage of the foreign object in play here. Back-to-back attacks. Just wailing away with that weapon like there's no tomorrow. This is getting damn dangerous.
Man, that is going to leave some serious wounds.
The fight has been taken to Jack.
Oh, yeah, Punk's not backing down to Cactus here. Far from it.
Got out of the way of that one.
Hooked him up.
And a suplex.
This stage is no place for a battle. Cords, pyrotechnics, all kinds of danger.
Oh, look at this. Neck breaker after the float over.
That was pretty.
Momentum is really on Punk's side.
Yeah, CM Punk is looking to inflict as much punishment as he can to truly slow Cactus Jack down. Punk sidesteps out of that.
It really looks like nothing can contain this fight. Oh, did you hear that?
He's doing everything he can to fight out of this tough spot.
Oh, he had that scouted.
We're seeing one response after another. Neither superstar gaining a foothold. Headlock. Oh, a cheap shot right above the eye. We knew the ring couldn't contain them, but taking this fight to the ring entrance proves their true disdain. Jack already inflicting offense on Punk. We know Cactus is only getting started.
And a late pin attempt by Cactus Jack. And kicks out before the refs count.
Are you kidding me? Not even a 1 count.
Everything he can do to create space here.
Punk peppering his opponent with attacks. Uranagi into the Anaconda vice grip.
And look at how tight a grip this hold has. A couple of knees there. That'll get him out of it.
Calf kick on the money.
High voltage cords, ledges, pyro, exposed metal. So much could go wrong scrapping up there on the stage.
Turns it around. Sole of the foot meets the stomach.
And things backstage are getting quickly out of hand.
Oh, they're done playing nice. They've got some serious aggression that needs to be worked out, and this just might be the best way to do it.
Neck breaker!
Great wherewithal to dodge there.
Big clothesline.
And averting damage there. Back and forth, looking for the advantage here.
Swinging that damn steel chair without a care in the world.
Oh, man!
Oh, the chair projected right to their face.
CM Punk looking to end this, cinching in the Anaconda Vice submission.
He's in excruciating pain. The hold lock. In tight.
Kneeing his way out. And he's free. Hoisted up. Big power slam.
Cactus on the receiving end. Ooh, snaps the leg across the head.
Clubbing blow.
What a sick thud from that table.
Setting up that table. No doubt he has dangerous, painful intentions in mind here. Jack just got out of there. He's scaling the ladder, but why?
And he's made it up the service ladder. Oh, no! Unbelievable!
Completely missing the mark there.
I can't imagine the damage hitting the ground did.
Pile driver! Spiked him. There he goes up that ladder.
He's reached the top, not sure what the plan is now.
Oh, boy! Holy hell!
Had an idea to use their surroundings as a springboard, and it did not turn out the way they planned.
Nicely done, managing to save themselves there.
Dangerous intentions on the mind of the madman, Cactus Jack.
Oh, look at the well-placed elbow right on the mark. Caught that and reversed it. What happens next is anyone's guess. I can't wait to see.
A plethora of ways to get imaginative up there, none of which are sanctioned by the WWE. Taking flight through the air and connects.
And here he is, heading back into the ring. Climbing to the top rope here.
Watch out! All the way to the outside.
Betting it all on a daring leap from the top.
And it paid off for the moment. Now it's time to capitalize.
Headed back up to the top rope.
Back into the ring now. Here we go.
Cross body from the top.
Just putting their body in danger time and time again.
Smack in the corner with incredible velocity. CM Punk! Oh, nobody home for that one. That mistake might have cost them the entire match.
A high risk that was not worth it at all.
Violent artistry, courtesy of Cactus Jack.
Look out!
And Punk is really putting the pressure on.
Yeah, CM Punk is looking to inflict as much punishment as he...
Perched up top. A diving knee drop. Fortune favors the bold. These risks could be a winning strategy.
He saw that one coming. Punk's had enough. He's looking to end this here. Go to sleep. Will that sew this up for Punk? calf. Kicks there. Gets out of dodge.
Cactus Jack is having problems here.
Oh, yeah, Punk's not backing down to Cactus here. From the front.
Loaded.
Punk now locks in that double under.
Hoisted up, double underhook. Weaves out, and a clothesline counter.
And Jack is finally able to mount some resistance with that.
He's creating an opening and opportunity for himself here. Hopefully, he can capitalize.
Brutalizing his opponent with a mandible claw. Cactus Jack just executed a picture-perfect play from his violent playbook. And now Punk's days just might be numbered.
Ooh, great anticipation. Spin kick to the midsection.
Another blow to the leg, really chopping them down from the roots here. This capacity crowd is beside themselves tonight. And to tell you the truth, as am I, an instant classic. That's what we are all witnessing at this very moment.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Truly unbelievable. What these two superstars are putting themselves and each other through tonight. Sliding back in under the ropes here.
Using the chair with no caution at all.
And this is where stubbornness might catch up to him.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of blows to the head. You know he won't quit.
Effective counter.
Jack just got out of there.
Jack caught by the counter.
Punk formulating a move.
Oh my God, a pile driver.
Good reflexes from him there.
Big time height on that kick.
There's not a single person sitting in this arena.
It's pandemonium, Cole.
And he's pulled the ring apron up, looking under there for something.
He's got one thing on his mind with that chair, and it has nothing to do with lounging.
And CM Punk is in control.
Punk is proving hard to deal with.
Leaning on the turnbuckle here.
Jack wards that attack off.
Both CM Punk and Cactus Jack are well known for their WWE careers, but they have interacted outside of this company.
Indeed, shortly before Punk joined WWE, the same side of Cactus Jack, known to the world as Mick Foley, approached Punk and tried to act as a voice of reason when Punk acted without honor.
And did Punk heed Foley's word? Absolutely not. Which just goes to prove, even if Punk respects the legacy of Cactus Jack, he will never be a follower to anyone.
And just like that, avoiding surefire disaster.
Both of these men.
Punk now locking in the Anaconda Vice Grip.
And for some reason, he just broke his own submission hold.
Putting him in the corner for something here.
Big knee lift.
And then follows it up with the line.
And the onslaught to his core is continuing.
If he keeps taking targeted strikes like this, he's going to be doubled over before long.
CM Punk, opponent completely softened up here. What on earth is he cooking up from this position? Oh my! CM Punk! The plunge! That could put Cactus Jack down for good.
Turning it into a pin for the win. Good Lord. CM Punk just defeated Cactus Jack in the ECW arena.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
What a violent match this was. CM Punk has to be feeling some kind of catharsis, making it through this and, most importantly, making it through Cactus Jack.
While Punk may have won the battle, battle, but the thing about a sadist like Cactus Jack is that he has no problem soldiering on with the war.
Yeah, CM Punk and Cactus Jack just went through hell here. But we know for a fact that's where Cactus Jack feels most comfortable. Win or lose, Punk deserves to celebrate, but he should also watch his back from now on.
Oh man, that was wild. The results don't even matter when you're in the ring facing legends in matches you never thought possible. A win, a loss, come on. It's about the moment here, and what a moment that was. Now that I got my ECW experience taken care of, I have my sights set on a man that many consider my dream opponent. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Despite our glaring differences, there's a lot of similarities between us. Give us a microphone and watch us captivate the audience.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
We do not back down from anybody, always ready to fight. Talking trash on an Attitude Era Raw against a prime Rattlesnake simply wasn't in the cards for my career, but at least with slingshot technology, I can make this match happen. All the respect in the world to Steve and every single achievement in his career, but trust that I'm going to bring the fight to him in a no-holds-barred match the second the bell rings. Austin wants to brawl all over the place? He wants weapons? Sounds good to me. Hell, I'm all for it after that fight with Cactus Jack. I've even got a special place in mind. A special arena in Chicago where we can have this all take place. Are you gonna back me up and try to take down Stone Cold? Or do you think Steve Austin has my number? No matter what you choose, I'm gonna do my best to take the head off the snake.
Son, you're looking at the best there is.
The best in the world, CM Punk.
Ready to try his hand at clobbering a rattlesnake.
CM Punk has been in many epic battles, fought some of the all-time greats, but he's never faced a challenge like the Texas Rattlesnake.
But that's exactly what Punk came here for. He's not looking for a night off. Punk wants to test himself against a man who he thinks is one of the best to ever put on a pair of boots. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, but we'll see how Punk feels when those boots are stomping a mud hole in his chest.
CM Punk looks ready for this. I might even go so far as to say excited.
Well, it's not every day you get to tangle with a legend. Punk's dreamed of this chance to stare down Steve Austin. Texas Rattlesnake is here, looking to hunt down CM Punk.
From Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Steve Austin looks ready for a fight.
And he looks even more ready to teach CM Punk a lesson.
CM Punk wanted this. He wanted his shot against Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Well, you get what you ask for, Punk. A tall, cold can of whoop ass is about to be opened up in that ring. Stone Cold Steve Austin and CM Punk are two of the most defiant, anti-authority, rebellious, irritable men we've ever had the pleasure of watching in the ring. But tonight, we find out who is the toughest SOB of them all.
Yeah, a lot of common ground between these two. Surely a lot of mutual respect and admiration, but Austin and Punk couldn't help but ask themselves, who's the better man, bell to bell?
And now we get the privilege of watching them work out the answer here in the ring in what promises to be a chaotic, no-holds-barred match.
Two men fighting right now that could not be any different when it comes to their backgrounds. Punk has often been a straight-edge antagonist, and Austin is forever known as a beer-swilling hero.
Yeah, these two would probably never hit the town together after a match, but there are so many other elements of their personalities that completely align. Both Punk and Austin are steadfast in their beliefs. They both love to fight more than anything and stand tall as icons of their respective eras.
It's almost like if they weren't so stubborn, they'd make the perfect tag team.
Oh my goodness, dribbling the opponent's head like a basketball.
The Texas Rattlesnake's humming now.
Austin is just stomping Punk down without any hesitation.
Over a decade ago, these two men sat together for a very from way up. Double axe handle connects. There's no holds barred stipulation. Who do you think it favors? CM Punk or Stone Cold Steve Austin?
My money would normally be on Austin, who excels at ruthlessly stomping mud holes in the competition. But CM Punk is a very creative individual. Leave it to Punk to dream up the most dastardly, ingenious ways to utilize this stipulation and put Stone Cold in a world of hurt. A little showboating from Austin.
Taking the action to the outside.
Might be taking a breather here. And it looks like, yeah, he's donning the crimson mask after that move. When chatting with CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin said there's no quote-unquote time shift that Punk can take to put himself back in the Attitude Era. But right now, he's facing perhaps the best of that era, and Austin is in the best shape of his life for this battle.
I question Stone Cold's usage of the time travel terminology, but there's no denying that he knows how to brawl, how to fight with attitude. If Punk can overcome Austin in a no-holds-barred scenario, there will be no doubt that Punk can rule over any era in WWE.
My God! Did you hear that chair shot? Momentum is right away from Punk.
Punk has no answer for Austin's pure aggression right here.
Something we've discussed before is that Punk represents the best of the modern era, and Austin the best of the Attitude Era. Both men have proven they can hang with the others' contemporaries.
You're right about that, Cole. Who can forget when Austin came out of retirement and defeated Kevin? Oh, and that's what you get for disrespecting your opponent.
Into the ring again now. Will he get on with it already? This is a fight.
And this is our cue to get out of Dodge fast.
You don't have to tell me twice. Oh, using the table to cause some serious damage.
This battle's found its way right to our doorstep.
Coming back from the outside now. With the lariat. Differing in-ring styles from these two men. Punk is methodical with his strikes and submissions, while Austin prefers to brawl as soon as the bell rings. That seemingly favors the Rattlesnake, doesn't it?
Look, nobody's going to bet against Austin in a no-holds-barred match. You think a man with an extensive MMA background like Punk doesn't know a few illegal moves that are normally grounds for disqualification? Well, tonight he's got them in his back pocket to snare an unsuspecting Rattlesnake.
Boom! Good defense from him. Ooh, that'll kill you over. When asked about about the locker room of Punk's prime, Steve Austin was a bit dismissive, saying he'd only need 1 or 2 moves to beat him. As to the top talent like Punk and John Cena, it would take, quote, 3 or 4.
Well, I'm sure Austin meant to include me in the latter group, but all that aside, the Rattlesnake is... veering into overconfidence with a comment like that. Kick, whack, stunner! Steve Austin may have put the exclamation on Austin going big!
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stunner!
Leaning against the turnbuckle now.
When asked about facing CM Punk, Austin claimed that he would push and prod to get the best out of Punk, to give Punk an even bigger mean streak than ever.
I'm not so sure.
Kick, whack!
Stunner! Stone Cold with a stunner!
And another! Looking to end this merciful.
Oh, he was almost finished!
You cannot kill CM Punk. Somehow, some way, Punk will always...
Got the leg trap, stepped over, cloverleaf. CM Punk on the verge of submitting. This is unreal.
I can't believe Punk...
The pain's too great. That's it.
Here is your winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Still the toughest, meanest SOB around. Even CM Punk couldn't get the better of him.
Just goes to show what a singular talent Austin is. CM Punk might be the best in the world. He might be tough as nails. But the Texas Rattlesnake is just a different kind of animal.
You got that right.
I have one last personal dream match that I'd like to make happen. And since I'm the one controlling the fancy fantasy time travel computer today, it's exactly what we're gonna do. He dominated the cruiserweight scene in WCW, then joined WWE, where he captured European, Intercontinental, and Tag Team Championships in short order. Eddie Guerrero was pure magic in the ring. And while I was still on the indie circuit, I watched Eddie return to WWE using his Latino heat to do the unthinkable. Capture the WWE Championship.
Eddie to the top rope. Frog splash! Frog splash!
Lying, cheating, and stealing his way to the top was the only way Eddie knew how to get things done, and the fans loved him for it. I always hoped that when the day came that I signed with WWE, I'd have the opportunity to perform with Eddie once again. But for now, we'll let Slingshot Tech make the impossible possible. Just like my matches against Cactus Jack and Stone Cold, who you choose is on you. No matter who you choose and no matter what happens in the ring, we're still cool. And Eddie Guerrero will forever be loved and missed. Viva la raza, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a match many thought we would never see. Eddie Guerrero versus CM Punk.
Just listen to this ovation for the Second City Saint.
CM Punk just soaking it in, feeding off his hometown crowd.
This is what Eddie knew he was walking into tonight. The loudest, most passionate ovation you may hear all year.
Yeah, Cole, but Eddie also knows you don't wrestle a crowd. Punk may be feeling invincible right now, but once that bell rings, it's just him and Eddie.
And when you face Eddie Guerrero, things get very real very fast.
This is an emotional matchup for CM Punk, and you better believe Eddie knows that already. These two briefly crossed paths before Punk joined WWE.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of respect between the two of them right now, but once the bell rings, I expect that to all go out the window.
Latino Heat!
From El Paso, Texas, weighing in at 228 pounds, Eddie Guerrero.
Just look at that smirk on Eddie's face. He's eating this up, not being intimidated by all the noise, not being intimidated by Punk.
Eddie can match Punk with his technical ability, he can match him with his mental game, and he can match him on pure fighting spirit. And once upon a time, when they met in the ring before WWE, Eddie had the experience. You have to wonder if Eddie can exploit that and make Punk once again feel like a rookie.
You have to think that Eddie would love nothing more than to take the win from Punk here in front of his home crowd.
Yeah, Cole, but whenever CM Punk is in Chicago, he fights like a man absolutely possessed.
Two of the biggest personalities in WWE colliding here tonight in Chicago. This might be the biggest match of the year.
You can tell there's a lot of respect between Punk and Eddie. Punk idolized Eddie as a teenager, and then the two crossed paths before Punk joined WWE. But even with that mutual respect, I expect the rules to be tested tonight.
Oh, we know Eddie will do that, and Punk has shown he'll adapt when...
Watch out!
Body on body.
Wow. Point of the elbow, nailed it. CM Punk, Eddie Guerrero, two of the best from the top.
Good Lord, taking flight.
Wiping out the competition, but also possibly yourself.
Beautiful neck breaker after the float over. That was pretty.
Two men that are the epitome of resilience. Punk and Eddie always fight with everything until that final bell.
This is going to be as much a psychological match as it is a physical one. I'm sure Eddie is looking to lie, cheat, and steal his way to victory here, but I can guarantee that Punk can plan for that. Set out pile driver!
And a human being can only be spiked like that so many times before they're ultimately down for the count.
You know, so often when we have these dream matches, there's some sort of stipulation involved. But for Eddie and Punk, tonight's a pure wrestling match.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, both men are known to lie, cheat, and steal, but there's an art form to doing so within the limits of the rulebook. Plus, even though both men have lived in the land of extreme, I have a feeling both men will fight with honor tonight. Uh-oh.
German suplex released! With one another in 2002, which was less than 5 years removed from Punk's in-ring debut, only 3 years from when he decided to pursue professional wrestling full-time.
Even that early in his career, CM Punk was known as an indie darling, a pro wrestling wunderkind. But Punk has said that being in the ring with Eddie back then made...
Perched up top, diving knee drop! Eddie has to be aware now now. This isn't the kid I faced before. This man is my equal, maybe better.
He's hurled out and crashes down to the floor.
Incoming!
Oh, what a counter, knees!
That'll buy you some valuable time.
DDT! He quickly slides into the ring. He's climbing the turnbuckles to the top.
Soaring! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be a certain kind of crazy to even think about attempting that kind of offense, but I can't say it didn't pay off.
Got him where he wants him.
Up and forced down.
And CM Punk's maintaining the advantage now.
Punk is not taking his eyes off Eddie for a second, and it is Peg
Flying! Referee in the way.
Nice movement from Punk, and the Uranagi commits, and now an Anik.
Eddie Guerrero upsetting Punk in his hometown. Two of the biggest personalities in WWE colliding here tonight in Chicago. This might be the biggest match of the year.
You can tell there's a lot of respect between Punk and Eddie. Punk idolized Eddie as a teenager, and then the two crossed paths before Punk joined WWE. But even with that mutual respect, I expect the rules to be tested tonight.
Oh, we know Eddie will do that, and Punk has shown he'll adapt when necessary. But at the end of the night in Chicago, only one of them will stand tall.
The power on the Falcon Arrow. CM Punk and Eddie Guerrero had a few matches with one another in 2002, which was less than 5 years removed from Punk's in-ring debut, only 3 years from when he decided to pursue professional wrestling full-time.
Even that early in his career, CM Punk was known as an indie darling, a pro wrestling wunderkind. Punk has said that being in the ring with Eddie back then made him realize that he had a lot left to learn. It would be 4 years after their initial encounters that Punk would finally make his way to WWE.
True to his in-ring form, it shows Punk's a diligent planner when it comes to in-ring competition. He could have rushed his way into WWE and challenged Eddie again, but who knows how Punk would have performed with less time learning his craft. Now, he's the best in the world, and he's ready to show Latino Heat everything he's got.
Two men that are the epitome of resilience. Punk and Eddie always fight with everything until that final bell.
This is going to be as much a psychological match as it is a physical one. I'm sure Eddie is looking to lie, cheat, and steal his way to...
From the top! Good Lord! Taking flight!
Really risked it all there.
From way up, all the way to the outside!
Like a heat-seeking missile right on target.
And just as destructive. Ooh! CM Punk, Eddie Guerrero, two of the best to ever do it in that ring. They've crossed paths before Punk joined WWE.
Indeed, Cole. These two men engaged in multiple battles on the independent circuit during Eddie's brief time away from WWE when Punk was still an in-ring rookie. Punk's raw skills at that point sharpened Eddie enough for Eddie to return to WWE and become a world champion.
But now Punk has the skills and in-ring knowledge that equals that of Latino Heat. So you better believe Punk is determined to prove he's the better competitor tonight.
And Punk gets countered there.
Thunderous club comes down. Very effective.
You know, so often when we have these dream matches, there's some sort of stipulation involved. But for Eddie and Punk, tonight's a pure wrestling match.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, both men are known to lie, cheat, and steal, but there's an art form to doing so within the limits of the rulebook. Plus, even though both men have lived in the land of extreme, I have a feeling both men will fight with honor tonight.
He gets sent straight down to the floor.
flying.
Oh, what a kick.
That's got to do it. There's no bouncing back from that.
Oh, look at this. Just cranking the head. That's got to hurt.
Oof! A hard-driven boot to the stomach there. Punk avoids the attack.
And now we've got a front row view.
A little more up close and personal than I would like, if I'm being honest.
Hey, WWE Universe, be prepared for some guests. Oh, the reversal by Eddie Guerrero.
He's going to make some moves here and suffer the countout.
Into the steel steps. That's got to be a tide turner. Ouch. Oh!
He's heading back to the ring. He beats the count. Barely.
And guys, Eddie's going to need to dig deep into his playbook if he wants to come back against Punk now.
Springboard misses the target. Ooh! Oh, lands the kick.
What a counter! Sent flying out of the ring here. Heading to ringside now. And he retaliates. Uh-oh, he's searching for something.
And now with the kendo stick in hand, he's ready to do some real damage.
Risking it all here.
Taking a flight to nowhere.
Oh, that was nasty to watch. Finding nobody home.
From the top. Through the air. It connects.
That had to have hurt just as much as it hurt your opponent.
No one comes out unscathed with a high-risk move like that.
CM Punk with a quick movement. Uranagi connects. He's not done there. He's locked in the Anaconda vice grip.
This is just the kind of message we were expecting. Nothing but aggression being shown here. He lets his opponent out of the submission.
Yeah, but who knows what damage has been done.
Putting the red dot on his opponent.
No way! Bang! A springboard cross body.
That was absolutely unreal.
Coming in at breakneck speed.
Having trouble making it to a vertical base, and it looks like it's only going to get worse.
Throwing caution to the wind.
Bang! A springboard cross body.
Throwing absolute caution to the wind there, and it paid off big time.
And he throws the opposition back into the ring. Could be thinking of high-risk offense here.
From the top, double axe handle connects.
And he finds a way to elude that attack.
CM Punk has an in-ring IQ that's second to none. But I wonder if even he can plan for a man who immortalized the phrase, lie, cheat, and steal.
Corey, let's not discount that Punk has shown he can be underhand.
Look at the height blocked in. The knees up could provide a huge turnaround. Eddie gets countered.
Going counter for counter. Now, can it be capitalized on?
Wicked shot. These two trading one blow after another. Counter by CM Punk.
Looks like a hockey fight's just broken out.
And this match is swiftly turning into a lockdown, drag-out affair. Fatigue more than setting in, but these superstars are refusing to let up. And this crowd is loving every second of it.
You can feel the contact, and so does the WWE Universe. The willpower, the sheer guts of these two.
There's no need for finesse when flying fists will do just fine.
Looks like we know who won that exchange.
What's it gonna take to end it? It might be this.
The go sleep GTS from Punk.
Is it enough for Punk?
He's locked up here.
Oh, what a forceful clothesline.
I know CM Punk, and the man was always confident that he'd reach the mountaintop in WWE. But
look at the height. Frog splash.
orientating them in the corner here.
Short on clothesline by Punk.
Managing to evade a precarious position there.
Time to go for a ride. Exploder suplex.
Elbow drop.
Guerrero's falling victim to the onrush right now.
Punk is not taking his eyes off Eddie for a second, and it is paying off. Eddie got out of the way. Eddie's got Punk seeing more stars than on the Chicago flag after that one.
Hit on CM Punk. He kicks out before the count starts.
Not even close. How far is this thing gonna go?
Two men giving everything they have. Their legacies, their pride, all on the line tonight.
Yeah, and neither Eddie or Punk look like they're willing to concede victory yet.
You're a naughty by Punk. He turns it into the Anaconda Vice. This might just do it. This might just end it all.
There is no...
Has to submit. Valiant effort, but couldn't hold on any longer.
Here is your winner,
This has to mean so much more for Punk than just a win. Defeating your idol is something few people ever get to experience.
Let alone in front of your hometown, on your native soil.
You could just tell Punk is being overwhelmed with emotion right now.
Slingshot tech creating matches I only thought could happen in my wildest dreams is pretty awesome. But I see another application that, to this point, has not been attempted. I want to see Slingshot tech show me what could have been, too. One of the questions I get more than anything else is some variant of, what do you think would have happened if you stayed with WWE in 2014? Now we have a perfectly viable tool to at least attempt an answer. Hopefully, Slingshot tech is up to the task. While I may not know too much about what the future could have held, I do know that Triple H himself, after having sent his corporate goons after me following the Royal Rumble that year, was sizing me up for a matchup at WrestleMania 30. And I do know that if that match actually happened, I would have absolutely humiliated him in front of the world. Now, there's no question in my mind I'd have run right through him. I'd waited years for this chance. After all his tricks during the summer of 2011, bringing in his friends to attack me, using his corporate position to constantly stack the deck against me.
I'm not picking a fight. I'm just saying be careful who you push. Because you know I like to push back.
I was ready to bring it all back to him tenfold. I'd have buried him. But let's see if you can breathe life into my words. WrestleMania 30, CM Punk takes on Triple H. Time to play the game? Well, Hunter, I hope you realize that CM Punk doesn't play.